Hey guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check the video out today. And guys, when you see this video, I don't want you to say, okay, just another Whopper Plopper video. I want to talk about the Whopper Plopper a little bit today because in my opinion, at the time of filming this video, we're in towards the end part of August, and this is sort of like, in my experience, is the beginning of Whopper Plopper season. And I've got a love-hate relationship with this bait. It's like I love it and I hate it both. And I want to talk a little bit about when I start fishing this Whopper Plopper and just sort of give you guys some tips and advice on how to do it and what to look for that you probably haven't tried before, because I have really tried to learn this technique, and I've got some buddies that are really good at it, and they've shared a lot of shared a lot of info that has really helped me. So I want to pass that along here in today's video. And I'm also, guys, to get started, a couple things. I will put my Whopper Plopper video, Whopper Plopper link and my Tackle Warehouse link in this video description. If you guys would like to get a couple of them, you can use that link. It helps out. And two other quick things, guys. You probably heard me talking about it, but Cast King has got a special all this month on their ALTI bait cast reel, which is my favorite reel they make. And the reason it's my favorite, it's freaking strong, it's light, it's smooth, it has an all titanium spool on it. And most importantly, it's got this revolutionary halo vortex braking system that makes the thing next to impossible to backlash. And for me, that's a big deal because all the reels I've used before, even as much as I cast, and I won the national casting competition, years ago at Bass Pro Shop, and I still backlash, but I don't with this new Cast King reel. So I'll put the link in the description to it. It's 10% off now, straight across the board, plus another 10% off if you use my promo code Randy10, 20% off on that for this month. So link in the description there. Appreciate that. Okay, let's get into the Whopper Plopper thing here. First of all, I'll say one thing about the Plopper. It comes in a lot of different sizes, and a lot of the new wranglers to Whopper Plopper fishing, they have started using the smaller ones. They don't use the full size one. I still use the big one. This is the 130. I use it at least 95% of the time. When I'm fishing a Whopper Plopper, I want this big plopper. And a lot of, like I said, the guys I fish with, like co-anglers and my on-the-water lessons, they got the small ploppers on and they catch fish, but they can't match the 130. So that's one of the first tips I want to give you guys. If you want to catch some quality fish, the big bait is going to be the deal. Another thing that's going to help you on it, I want to just sort of pass along some tips that I've learned about it, is the hooks that are on the stock Whopper Plopper. The diameter of those hooks are way too big. They're thick and they're hard to penetrate. Replace them, guys, with some the next size bigger. You want to go next size bigger. This is a #1 Gamakatsu G Finesse treble hook. It's a lighter hook. It's smaller diameter, a little bit bigger. You will not miss any fish once you put those. I'll put that hook link in my video description here if you want to get some of those hooks. But so you can see I've replaced both of them with #1s there. That'll definitely get them. And I just tie it straight on to the split ring that they have here. Nothing, fancy with that. Okay. Now, one of the big keys with a Whopper Plopper, and this is where a lot of people mess up with it, is how you want to work a Whopper Plopper, especially during the late summer and early fall. In order to generate the most strikes on this thing, you've got to fish it fast. You got to fish it fast with a stop and go retrieve. So I'll cast it out there like that, and I'm reeling about like that. I'm reeling and stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. Got my rod tip pretty much pointed right at the bait, and I want this thing moving fast through the water, just going like that, going like that. A lot of people go blub, 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 blub. And I'm not saying you can't catch one doing that, but guys, in that warmer water, if you fish this thing with a fast stop and go retrieve and move it a lot, you're going to get a lot more bites and you're going to get bigger bites. And another thing with it, it's really, really critical to stop and go this thing. A lot of people don't do it because it has noise. If you just reel it straight across the surface, it makes a good noise. But if you fish it with a stop and go retrieve, it gives it a little bit different sound, and it also generates that reaction strike from a fish. Because when that Whopper Plopper, you got to think about it. You make a cast out there and you start reeling that plopper and it's super loud. If there's a bass within 100 feet of that Whopper Plopper, they can hear that thing, maybe even further out there. So you may be pulling a fish from a long distance to come to hit that thing, both from a vertical standpoint and a horizontal standpoint. And when they come in there and they're following that thing fast to see what the heck it is, if you have that fast stop and go retrieve, a lot of times it'll create that instinct, that reaction bite that they wouldn't if you just reel it with a consistent thing along the water there. Another big tip I'll give you guys is throw your Whopper Plopper on a flipping stick. This is the Mega Bass Alkalies. This is the one I use. I use 20-pound test Seagarn Visex fluorocarbon line. This is my plopper setup right here. A lot of people throw different rod setups, and some people throw braid. You don't want to do that. You need a little bit of stretch, because that bite on that fast stop and go retrieve, you need a little flex in your line that braid doesn't have. 20-pound test Seagarn Visex is what I use. And the reason that I use a flipping stick is I can make a long cast with it, and if that fish hits it out at the end of that long cast, I have a lot of leverage to take up the hook set. I can fight the fish better. A full-size Whopper Plopper is a heavy bait, so I can cast it easier. And more importantly, a lot of times what I like to do with the plopper is I pitch it and flip it around objects. So I'll pitch it and flip it down the side of a boat dock. I'll pitch it over there next to a lay-down log. I'll pitch it over there down the side of a grass bed. And you can be a lot more accurate with the flipping stick than you can with any other piece of equipment. So that really, really helps with it. And the main thing that I can give you, as far as probably the biggest advice, is you have to just commit to a plopper. It's like, this is not a bait that you say, okay, I'm gonna it's, you know, I get out there about daylight, I'm gonna throw a plopper here while there's still some shade on the water, then I'm gonna do something else. If you wanna have the best success on a plopper, have one plopper on your deck and just fish it all day long. There's gonna be little windows throughout the day that these fish bite it, and a lot of times the biggest fish that you catch on a plopper comes during the time of day where most people have put it away, because it slows down. You don't get as many bites, but they can be really good, especially in August, September, and early October with it. And I use a lot of different colors, guys. I don't know if I've got a favorite one. I'll use like a bright bone one if it's rainy or really dark out, but some type of a shad pattern or that black loon is one of my favorites throughout the rest of the day there. So anyway, guys, I'll link all this stuff that you need to get set up in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description. Just wanted to throw a little pre-season plopper video out there, and hope it helps you guys catch some good ones.